Hey, welcome back to the channel. It's Sarah from I Am Simple Natural Life. Thank you for joining me. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Today I'm talking about how to deal with other people's negativity, and this is something that you will come up against if you are trying to make changes in your life just making changes in your life really. So it could be anything. Always we're making changes because we want to better something. So whether it's something inside of us, we want to improve ourselves, or we want to improve our surroundings, whatever it is, we will come up, however good and wholesome and brilliant the reasons for why you want to do what you want to do, you will come up against other people's negativity and criticism. I came up against this myself just very recently, and I just thought I need to post about this. I need to do a video about this because it's not fair. It's not fair because you're left feeling rubbish. You're left doubting yourself. You're left just with this negativity really that wasn't necessarily justified. And it's just somebody else's opinion. And anyway, so I wanted to talk about it because I've been doing a lot of work this week, kind of within myself, to kind of move on from those comments. And they haven't been the first things that have been said to me, and they certainly won't be the last things, I'm sure. So what can you do when you are kind of receiving this criticism or negativity around things that are important in the way that you are changing your life, whatever that is? And it's tricky because what I'd love to say is just surround yourself by people that are supportive of you and get rid of the rest, and to cut out all the toxic people in your life. And that's not always possible. And in my case, in this recent example, I can't easily do that. And nor do I think I really want to. But anyway, I couldn't, even if I wanted to. So what can you do in these situations? First of all, that first point I made in terms of surrounding yourself with people that are supportive and that get you, that's really important. That's what I call finding your tribe. And these could be real people that you see in real life. They could be online people. And for me, that it doesn't really matter which or if it's very likely to be a combination of both. But it could just be all online or real life. It doesn't matter. It is just finding people that lift you up and encourage you and support you. They might not be doing exactly what you're doing, and that doesn't matter. It's great if they are, but if they're not, it doesn't matter. It is more their mindset and their willingness, I suppose, just to accept you how you are, in the way that you are, and to support you with the things that you are doing and that are important to you. So that's a big one. Just find your people. Find even just one person that you can go to, because then when you do receive this negativity, like I did, I had friends I could go to and just say, they said this, and I feel rubbish, and it was really unfair, and whatever. And you need somebody or people that you can go to in those situations. And because making changes in your life can be hard. Whether, I don't know, you might be going vegan, or you might be wanting to start up your own business, or you might want to be parenting your children differently from sort of your mainstream people. Whatever it is, you can feel sometimes like you're the only one doing it, and it's really hard because it's different to what you're used to. And if it's different from all the people that you're surrounded with, that's really difficult. Whether they're criticizing you or not, it's hard. So find your people that will lift you up and help you through those harder moments. Understand as well that it isn't actually about you. So I can see the thing that happened to me recently and the criticism that came my way. I realised actually it was that the changes I was making in my life, they were actually making that person feel a bit bad, maybe about themselves. And I don't actually feel bad about that, because I know, I don't believe it's how I'm going about making those changes, because I'm very strongly of the opinion, I don't mind what you do or what they do. I don't mind at all. You have to always do what you feel comfortable with, what makes sense for you. So if you want to, I don't know, be really strict with your children, and you know, if you've watched any of my videos, you'll know that I'm kind of the opposite. We're very we follow respectful parenting, and we unschool our children, and they have a lot of freedom. But I've got friends that don't live like that, and they make their choices, and that's completely fine. There is no judgment there. In terms of diet, you know, I've got friends that eat meat, friends that are vegan, friends that are veggie, pescatarians, you know, the whole lot. I don't care. I don't care. Just as long as you are happy doing what you want to do, then I don't care. Then I'm happy. You know, you do you and I'll do me. But for some people, it can be triggering if you start making improvements in your life or changes in your life, and it can just trigger something in them that they're thinking, oh, well, if I'm not doing that, does that make me a bad person? And so sometimes that's where the criticism is kind of stemming from, is actually that they're trying to almost just justify their own position that perhaps they're not that comfortable with. You know, and so it can still feel crap, and it will feel crap when people are saying unkind things or thoughtless things or deliberately critical things, whatever. It's not going to feel good, but if you can kind of understand why the person is saying what they're saying, that, for me, that helps. I still think that was really horrible and you shouldn't be saying things like that. But, you know, in my grown-up moments, I can at least feel that I understand that basically my behaviour or my choices are triggering their choices or their feelings around their choices. So that's something to be aware of. And the other thing, which is to do with human behaviour side of it more, is people, naturally, we don't like change and we don't want people doing things that are different. And so if you know, people see you and you're in this box and it's got your name on it, and that's, you do the things that you do within the confines of that box. If you start to try to step out of that box, some people, that makes them feel uncomfortable, and they want to do anything they can do to get you to just step back in that box. You know, it's got your name on it, you stay there, and then I know what's going on. I don't want you stepping out and going off and doing things I can't understand, and I don't expect, and I don't know then how to anticipate your behaviour, what you're going to do. You know, it makes people feel uncomfortable because you are changing. And that's okay. You just have to be aware that sometimes that's where the negativity and the criticism is coming. So, I don't know, perhaps you want to start your own business and you've got your, I don't know, like your dad saying to you, well, you can't do that. You know, you failed your maths GCSEs, and you know, that's, who do you think you are? You know, you're not going to be able to succeed at that. People laugh at you when you fail and whatever. All those kind of stories. And actually, it's coming from a place of, it's triggering him because he spent his whole life doing a job that he actually didn't want to do, but it was just some stability, and he wished really deep down he could have gone off and done pottery or whatever it is. So it's people's limiting beliefs will then be kind of trying to limit you too, because otherwise it makes them think, maybe I could have gone off and been a brilliant pottery artist, or, you know, and lived by the sea and made lovely pots that look like the waves or whatever. You know, so look at, kind of understand their triggers. And I'm not suggesting that you put in loads of time and effort into understanding the person that the criticisms come from, but it just helps me, and for me, if I can kind of understand what's going on for them, and then I go and do my thing anyway, because you can't let other people's limiting beliefs limit you, because this is your life, this is your dream, and you're going to go and do it. And whatever they say, you could just then think, yeah, it's a shame you didn't do your pottery. That's a bit sad. I'm going to make sure that I do my, whatever it is, knitting. I don't know. Okay, and then the other stuff, kind of more practical everyday stuff. So this week, following my D-Day, the criticism day, I've done tons of meditating on it, or around it, trying to find the love, sending the love, kind of brain-heart coherence stuff, letting it go, lots of breath work. And on the days where I'm just feeling, I don't know if you have this, but I can get very quickly, naturally, I have conversations in my head, you know, not to sound like a bit nutty, but, you know, with the person, and I'll think, you know, they said that, I'd say that, and then they'd say that, and then I'm going to say that. And I do it sometimes if I'm anxious about seeing somebody that I think is going to be a bit volatile. I'll have those conversations even before I've seen them. But like this time, it was afterwards. It just the conversation kept replaying in my head of what they said and what I wished I'd maybe said and all of that. And even with the meditations and the breath work and all of that, I still had a bit of that at the beginning of the week. It's gone now, actually. I've just noticed, like, you see the door behind my head kind of looks like a funky witch's hat, you know, like at an angle. Aha. That's not very witchy, is it? Anyway. Okay. Maybe I'll cut that bit out. Conversations in my head. Yeah. So I have these. This is, I don't know if it's just my thing, but I have these. And what I've started to do while I'm getting into my conversations, my imaginary conversations with the person or people, whoever it is, I kind of step back from it as a third person, and I just kind of watch it, and then I just think, oh, Sarah, you're still, you know, it's still really bothering you, or you're still being really triggered by this. I wonder what's going on for you. And I try to approach it almost like I'm a friend of me. Just say, you know, like, they've really upset you and what's going on. And you can also journal it out. And what came up when somebody said whatever they've said or done whatever they've done, you feel they're not being supportive or they're being openly critical, they've said something really unkind, which was kind of more my one. How's it making you feel? And is it making you, are you starting to doubt yourself? That's really interesting. Is it just, do you feel sad because you just hoped that they'd show you more support? Do you feel maybe you're losing their love? Are you looking for their approval? All these things, it's really useful just to journal it and see what comes up, and do it more than once. Because the more you do, the more clear you can be about actually what's going on for you. Why, you know, why is this got inside you? And, you know, so if you can get to a point where people say things and it's like water off a duck's back, and that's great. But rarely am I at that point, because I internalize things, and I like to be liked. I want to be liked, and I know that's my thing. And so then I can look at it and then think, you know, how important is that person to me? How important is their opinion to me? Do I agree with their opinion? Is there any truth in it? You know, all that kind of stuff. I kind of reflect on it, and that really helps me just to let it go. And, you know, and I have, in this instance, it's gone now. And I did some brilliant meditations around it, and one specifically about letting things go, and like you're turning an imaginary dial. And I did that a couple of times, and that with the journaling and just the general kind of contemplation about it, and I've released it. It's gone. So that's my kind of whirlwind tour on how to deal with other people's negativity. I hope that helps. You will, I'm afraid, if you are going to make changes in your life, however big, small, you are doing something different to what people expect you to do, you will come up against people's opinions and comments, criticisms and negativity sometimes. And so just, that's how I deal with it. I do like my breath work, my yoga, meditation, journaling, all of that. And I surround myself as far as possible with people that will lift me up. So I might not be able to cut out all of the more kind of negative, toxic people in my life, but my balance is very much every day towards the people that really lift me up and make me feel good and make me feel like I can make the changes that I want to make in my life, and, you know, and will remind me of how far I've come on my journey. So if you can just try and find those people, it just helps a gazillion, million, billion times. I hope that helps. Please do subscribe to the channel, like the video, do all of that kind of lovely stuff. I'd love to see your support on here, and write anything in the comments that comes to mind as well. And I'll see you next week. Bye.